When you've been in a romantic relationship with a narcissist and the relationship ends, sometimes people wonder if the narcissist ever thinks about them after they parted ways and they're no longer in the person's life as such. So oftentimes when a relationship with a narcissist ends, it's because the narcissist gives the partner the discard and goes their own way. It doesn't always happen like that because sometimes it's the partner who discards, but oftentimes it's the narcissist who discards. And for a certain time after things end, whether it be days, weeks, months, whatever it may be, the narcissist is oftentimes distracted by their new endeavors, new people in their lives, maybe their new romantic targets, people who are really keeping them busy. So it's really common for you not, once things have broken up with a narcissist, for you not to hear from them for some time, and for it to appear that they're out of your life, possibly for good. But that's not really how things work. When things break up, when you're not physically around the narcissist, it does tend to be out of sight, out of mind. They're onto other things. Their mind is occupied on other things. But that it doesn't stay consistently like that. Nobody can ever be out of sight, out of mind from the narcissist consistently. And the reason is simple. Whatever distractions that they have going on, for example, let's assume they're onto a new romantic target. Let's assume that that person has given them a thrilled type of feeling. They're really enjoying the novelty of the new person. That's a good distraction. That's good supply. But good distractions and good supplies don't last for the narcissist. Nothing that the narcissist considers to be good lasts. And what that means in practice is that it's always only ever amount of time before the narcissist finds themselves with too much time on their hands, with not enough good distractions to distract them from themselves, their thoughts, their demons, their ghosts in the closet, their past. When they have too much time on their hands, these things start to resurface in their minds. And let's say they've been detached from you for some time, maybe a few months, maybe a year. When they have too much time on their hands and then things start to, these negative thoughts start to creep in and overwhelm them, they can't help but scan in their minds, the previous supplies, previous targets. In this case, they can't help but stumble across the thought of you, and they can't help but wonder how you're doing. And because the narcissist isn't feeling good, they're not doing well, when they stumble across the thought of you, they can't help but realize and think that maybe you're doing well, that maybe you're doing even better now without them. And that thought really, when that thought comes to them, it's not always in their mind because, like I said, sometimes they're off to good distractions. But eventually thoughts like that will come to them. And when it does, when those thoughts do come to them, it really bothers them. And all of a sudden they feel the need to have to check up on you to see how you're doing. Because all of a sudden they don't know how you're doing. They themselves are feeling pretty crappy. But they need to convince themselves that somehow they're doing better than you. Or if not, they want to at least know how you're doing and find out what's going on in your life, because again, it gives them some sense of control by just knowing. So narcissists can switch from the out of sight, out of mind state to almost an obsessive state rather quickly. And all it takes is for whatever positive distraction they had going on to fall away, and then they're being overwhelmed by the negativity of things, and then all of a sudden they find themselves thinking about you again. They can't help it. These things are always going to happen with them. So oftentimes you'll find, just when you're moving on, just when your life's getting good again. You're looking forward to things, you've met great people, maybe you're onto a new relationship, maybe not, but anyway, things are good, you have a lot going for you. It's not unusual for, at those times, for the narcissist to all of a sudden be thinking about you and trying to find a way back in to either check up on you somehow, maybe themselves, or they might use flying monkeys for that, or they might try to work their way back into your life. So that's where you got to be careful. It's funny with narcissists because oftentimes when they discard and they walk away, and you feel that they've completely forgotten about you and moved on. That's true, but it's temporary. And oftentimes it's that period, that interim period of time between them leaving, and then you suffer a lot. But then as soon as you start moving on with your life, they're back because all of a sudden they start thinking about you and they become obsessed about you, with the idea of you, and they need to check up on you. And if they see you doing better than them, which you probably will be doing better than them, naturally you would have the tendency to grow and to seek out things good in your life, and the narcissist doesn't know how to do that. So naturally, you'll reach a point where you're evolving into better places. And that's where the narcissist can't help but want to have some kind of form of control over you again, some kind of leverage, and they might want to work themselves back into your life. And it's important for you to know that, A, that's how they operate. They can never forget you. They can forget you temporarily, but in the long run, no, it's just not how it works. And there are other people of their past that they can't forget either sometimes. But if you had something kind of ongoing, like a romantic relationship with them, and things kind of broke apart, you'll come back onto their mind. And it's very possible that they'll think about you in an obsessive way. So you have to kind of be aware of that and also stay firm in your ground. Because all of a sudden, when you have weird coincidences, maybe acquaintances of theirs are bumping into you, people are asking you weird questions, like people who don't really belong in your life, and it just seems out of place, or maybe the narcissists themselves dropping you messages, these are all signs that they're A, trying to check up on you, B, maybe work their way back into your life, and C, maybe try to reconquer you, even if that means just to take you down. So just realize that they never really do forget you for good. They never really do move on for good. What they do is they put you on the back burner. They put you sitting in timeout until they realize they need you back. And that's where you have to be firm in your resolve to say to yourself, no, I've moved on, full stop. And stay in control of yourself.